today's stream. Here's why Bitcoin just crashed. Some are calling it a crash. Is it a crash or is it just another day in crypto? Well, I want to discuss that with you, talk about some price action, talk about some ideas surrounding the price action, talk about how we got here, what some of the fears are in the market right now, some of the things that the market is watching at the moment. Of course, some of the Bitcoin ETF news, what some of the results have been for the last few days. Last week of trading. Of course, Bitcoin ETFs don't trade on Saturdays or Sundays because it's in the boomer markets. But anyway, still lots of things going on. Of course, shout out to everybody joining today. What is up, guys? I see you in the chat. Have a good time hanging out, talking to each other. Of course, save those burning questions until the second half of the stream. That is when we will be taking your questions. So I'll be looking forward to that. Always my favorite part of the conversation. But let's talk about the price of Bitcoin. But I have a real quick note for you before we do dive into that. We are right now running a 40% off sale in honor of the Bitcoin ETF finally being approved. We are running 40% off on all of our courses. That's Mastering Altcoin Investing, Mastering Bitcoin Investing, and Mastering Crypto Trading. Now, look, these are courses for beginners. So if you're new around here, you want to get the lowdown on, hey, how do we invest in altcoins? Where do I find them? What wallets do I need? How do I find good ones? All that kind of stuff. Mastering Altcoin Investing got you covered. That's what we designed this course for, to answer those questions and more. If you're a beginner to Bitcoin, you want to get into Bitcoin more, we've got a very comprehensive course on that. And if you're a total beginner trader, we've got a beginner's trading course as well, which is going to take you through all the basic stuff, how to set up indicators, how to interpret information for some of the most basic indicators, most basic patterns, stuff like that. 40% off, limited time sale. This ends in about 24 hours. So if you're interested in that, go and check it out. Go and check it out. Thank you very much. Now, okay. So that's that. Make sure to check it out. Great deal on the courses. Let's talk about the price of Bitcoin. Now, the price of Bitcoin has corrected quite a bit since we hit that 49K peak in the first couple hours of trading of those Bitcoin ETF products. Not bad, right? Not bad. And of course, then the sell the news came in. Everybody realized the expectation and reality kind of collided into each other, and we've had a correction. Now, the current correction, by the way, it's just a baby correction, guys. We're down 13%. If you can't handle 13% volatility, you're in the wrong market. What is actually quite common in crypto markets. And look, crash is, of course, always a relative term. Is a 13% dip a crash? Well, I mean, it's a big red candle, a correction. But we could see a crash. And look, crash, dump, bigger dump, whatever. It's pretty common. I like this chart that Heidi from Blockchain Chick shared. So, crypto tips, that Blockchain Chick on X. This is the 2016, 2017 bull run. During that bull run, we had multiple dramatic, brutal, crushing, terrifying, overall bad news bears drawdowns. 38, 40%, 35%, 29%, like brutal, crazy stuff, man. And that is the volatility that crypto's so famous for. We know this. We know this. Now, the question becomes is, will all the factors that we're going to discuss in this video start to weigh too heavily on the market? And will they keep pushing the price down in the coming weeks? Have we topped out for a little bit, much like we did in 2019, where we topped out, but that was a bit earlier, up before the Bitcoin halving. But hey, every cycle's got a bit of a rhyme, but it's different, right? Maybe. But just so you know, things can always get crazy in the markets, and you can see volatility wind up real fast in Bitcoin. So if you're new around here, don't get freaked out. This happens all the time. If you're old around here, if you've been here for a few years, a few cycles, you know all this. You're just like, you're looking at all this like, 30% correction, crack another beer and go watch my grass grow, man. That's nothing. Yeah. Anyway, key areas of price support right now. Currently, Bitcoin trying to rally It's just dipped a little bit below the 50-day exponential moving average, trying to rally back up above that. Let's see what the next few days have in store for us. Next areas of major price support down around $40,000. Of course, that 42K zone we're at right now is a very critical historical area for Bitcoin. So we'll see how this plays out. We got lots of between here and down to like 32K. Man, there's some important zones of price action and price resistance and price support and all that stuff. So there's a lot of important areas in there. Next area down, 40K. Next area beyond that, which kind of lines up approximately the 100-day exponential moving average is around 38K. Some people are already calling for 32K as the bottom of this. We shall see. We shall see. Again, it depends on the inflows and the outflows. How much money comes out of GBTC, and we're going to break this down in a minute, and how much money comes into the rest of the ETF products. How much money keeps showing up? How much money are those sales teams going to start bringing in? Because remember, the marketing blitz, man, it's just starting. We've only had 2 days of trading of this stuff yet. Let's, again, zoom out. As I said, multiple times before we had the Bitcoin ETF approval, expect volatility in both directions. That's exactly what happened. We had volatility in both directions. Expect that things aren't going to happen overnight, which is exactly what's happening. Things aren't happening overnight. It's going to take a little while for this to really play out. And during that time, we could have some cooling off as traders reposition, people move things around, et cetera, et cetera. So, by the way, I would like to remind you where we are in the cycle right now. So in the yellow boxes, that's basically our accumulation zones. Green areas here on the chart mark the major markup periods, and red periods mark the bear market periods. So the next halving is coming up about a little over 3 months away. Not far at all at this point. Pretty crazy, man. Another Bitcoin. I'm getting old. Another Bitcoin halving. Holy crap, man. Anyway, Bitcoin halving is coming up pretty soon, and we haven't even hit the Bitcoin halving yet. You got to think about that. All this excitement, all this price action, whatever, and we're not even at the Bitcoin halving yet. Just, man, later in 2024, 2025, it's going to be so crazy. I'm kind of looking forward to the next bear market in a weird way, just because it's going to be calmer. Again, I'm going to take like 6 months off, guys. I'm telling you, I haven't taken 6 months off in a long time. I might do that. Anyway, I wanted to share this with you as well. Now, I know we discussed this the other day, but it's very, very relevant. So this is the Fibonacci's here. So that recent rally with the Bitcoin ETF listing brought us up to retest the very, very key line here for the Fibonacci's, which is the 0.618. Now, that is a very critical line for us because in the last bear market rally, if you want to call it that, or the 2019 rally, however you'd like to define it, we got to the same place for the price action. So there's a lot of speculation at this point that, well, that could be it for a few months. People like Chris Berniski, for example, saying, ready to be wrong here, but looking around at the froth, I can't help but wonder if this will be reminiscent of the Coinbase IPO moment, a momentous event that caused many to expect much, much higher afterwards, but instead that was the top for a couple of quarters for Bitcoin, which is very possible. Very possible. Just so you keep that in mind. If we don't get tens of billions of dollars coming in, or even just billions of dollars coming in, we could expect a bit of froth in the market. Remember, we have some big catalysts coming up that are negative catalysts. One, of course, is the Mt. Gox people starting to get reimbursed and the selling that could result as a part of that. And the other, of course, is the grayscale Bitcoin. Now, I'm going to break that down in a little more detail here for you in a few minutes, but it's just worth keeping in mind that the grayscale Bitcoin, they got a lot of Bitcoin, it's 600,000 coins or something like that. And the people there, some of them are going to want to take profits, and some are going to want to get out of grayscale, which is not that bad. If they just want to go from the grayscale Bitcoin Trust to BlackRock or Fidelity or whatever, that's fine. That doesn't move the needle up or down really for us. But if they want to start selling and taking profits, which some of them will, not everybody, a lot of those people are going to look and go, oh yeah, Bitcoin's obviously going much higher. This is too early in the cycle to sell, et cetera, et cetera. But some people are going to take profits. Some people are going to take profits. So right now we're really looking to see, okay, will the marketing teams over at these big institutions step it up enough, bring in enough new buyers that the price starts to increase? How long will the market lull last for? Will we see lower prices coming in before things start taking off again? All questions to contemplate. No one has the answers, really. We don't know how much Bitcoin, BlackRock, and Fidelity, and Invesco, and Franklin Templeton, whatever, are going to be able to sell to their clients. Their marketing teams are picking up the phone. They're calling people. We shall see. It's a big moment for crypto. Big moment for crypto for sure. And I want to share a chart with you here too from Jackus. Nice charts here. So this is looking back at some previous years' charts. So this is back in 21, 22, looking at similar market format kind of playing out. And if his thoughts are right here, we could, in that scenario, see a move back down to 32K potentially. We're seeing a lot of people saying, hey, look, 32K was such an important area. That is, if there's going to be a major retest, a major drawdown of, it would be 35% in this case, by the way. Let's just look at this here. It would be 35% if we got down to around 32K. That would be from the top at 49K all the way down. Now, it's not that much farther down from where we are right now. It's only another 25% drop. I mean, for Bitcoin, that's, that's not that dramatic. But hey, 32K would be a very critical area for us. We shall see if these more bearish takes end up being right, or if the sales teams can step it up enough that we do get enough new inflows to keep the price supported and we don't go down to retest those levels. Maybe the current retest is all we get. Maybe we go down a little bit further to 38K, for example. Maybe don't go down as far as 32K. But here's the thing. Again, short-term volatility doesn't really bother me that much, and probably not a lot of you either. Now, again, if you're new, I get it. Short-term volatility is terrifying when you wake up and, oh my gosh, down 20%. What's happening? I'm an idiot. I need to sell everything right now. But short-term volatility, it's just not that big of a deal. Because zoom out. Okay, Bitcoin's $42,000, whatever right now. What is the chance that Bitcoin's going to be worth $420,000 by 2030? Just, it's a 10x from here. I think the chances are pretty high, personally, which is why I allocate myself the way that I do. So in that scenario, the risk reward here. So, okay, you're going to wait to buy 32K. Okay, no, it's not. It's going to go down 32K. I'm only going to, allocate myself there or whatever. I'm going to sell now and try and short it down or whatever, instead of just holding your bags and holding your spot positions. Not financial advice, just talking about risk reward here, right? So the reward potential, if you nail it right, you sell now, you short down to 32K, rebuy at 32K. I mean, some people are going to nail that if that's what happens, if that's how it plays out. But if you're wrong, you end up being sidelined, having to buy higher potentially. Or even worse, you don't buy higher because it's going to go back down now, and then you're sidelined even higher. A lot of people make that mistake. Upside potential very high, downside potential rather limited at the moment. I don't think Bitcoin's going to zero. I think we're likely to go to 1 million. Okay. Let's dive into some of the numbers here between the about the Bitcoin ETF. So it's from Bitcoin Magazine. They're reporting top 5 spot Bitcoin inflows. From this is day 1 and day 2. Remember, Thursday, Friday last week, we actually had trading for these products. Saturday, Sunday, they don't trade because boomer market's gonna boom, man. That's what happens, what they do. So BlackRock got about $500 million, 497 million. Fidelity, 420 million. Very nice showing. Bitwise, 237 million. Ark, 105 million. Franklin Templeton, $50 million. Not bad at all. That's real money coming to the market, right? So it's $1 billion. $1 billion coming in. More, actually. Pretty impressive. So without a doubt, a good showing for the first 2 days. I know the volume was really huge, but the volume wasn't all fresh cash inflow. We had selling going on as well. So that's very important to keep in mind. Kiwi here pointing out OTC desks already starting to run short on Bitcoin. Now, all it takes is a whale to wake up from back in the day and say, hey, I got 5,000 Bitcoin I need to sell, and they replenish the OTC desk. But still, we're seeing pressure already put on OTC desks and their available amounts of Bitcoin. Abby Chow from Electric Capital here saying, what's the path to $100 billion plus in Bitcoin ETFs. He says not via institutions, it's via retirement funds, which is a $20 trillion, 20 trillion bucks sitting in retirement funds in the USA alone. And he says number 2, private wealth managers, financial advisors who manage Boomer and Gen X money, $20 trillion. So if 0.25% of $40 trillion gets allocated Bitcoin over time, it's $100 billion of inflows. Remember the numbers here, because according to Bank of America, it takes about $100 million to move the price 1%, 10% at $1 billion, $10 billion moves the price by 100%. And then $100 billion moves the price by 1,000%. So if this guy is right and we start seeing that IRA money, private wealth manager money come in, and that's just those two things. We're not talking about the institutional money because we got that too. We're not talking about the family offices. Well, I guess the family office to an extent, but the retail buyers, all this stuff, people are just going to buy it and use it, whatever. There's still a lot of other money sources out there beyond this, but that alone gets us $100 billion, 1,000% pump from the current price. Very, very interesting. Very interesting numbers there. Now, this was also a very curious part of the equation, and I know I mentioned a little bit, but I think it's very critical to talk about. So Robinhood chief brokerage offer talks about user behavior regarding spot Bitcoin ETFs in the first 2 days of trading. He said 1/3 of purchases sold equity to rebalance their portfolio. So they sold their Tesla stocks, their Amazon stocks, their Apple stocks, whatever, rebalance their portfolio, take a bit of profits, buy some Bitcoin ETF. Okay, nice. Said 20% of the purchases and sales happened in retirement accounts. Also very interesting. People are looking for the tax advantages long-term for holding Bitcoin. Okay. And then 30 said grayscale Bitcoin sellers largely rolled their money into another spot Bitcoin ETF. Now that is the critical information here, because the grayscale Bitcoin is a big sort of Damocles hanging over the market, because if everybody ran for the exits and panic sold and all of them just sold, that would be bad for the price of Bitcoin, because that's a lot of Bitcoin. Okay. Now, that's not going to happen. And we're already actually seeing that not necessarily happen, which I think is very interesting and encouraging. People are leaving Grayscale, yes, but they're taking their money and they're going elsewhere. So they're not selling their Bitcoin. You have to think a lot of these people in these GBTC shares, man, they've had that stuff for ages. They're super in profits. I mean, there were people buying GBTC when it was trading at like a 40% discount when Bitcoin was at 16K. So these guys are picking up 10K BTC. And I may think, oh, of course, they're definitely going to take profits at these levels. Why wouldn't they? Because they had enough money to buy $1 million worth of Bitcoin back then. Maybe they're going to wait until Bitcoin's worth $1 million. They may not need to sell. Interesting. So if we keep seeing that GBTC money being swapped over to Fidelity and BlackRock and whatever, a lot of the grayscale Bitcoin problem isn't actually very much of a problem. Now, there will be outflows. And I want to make that clear because we've seen that already. Nick Carter pointing out the fact that there is $28 billion of boomer cash sitting in GBTC and only $100 million or 3 basis points of this was redeemed for identical products that are 90% cheaper is the most boomer thing of all time. People just stay with what they know, don't they? It's crazy. James Seifert, ETF analyst at Bloomberg, says, we don't have to wait till tonight for GBTC flows. Just 95 million came out, a fraction of what I and many others were thinking. This means that yesterday was a huge success, in my opinion. Now, does that mean that we're not going to see more GBTC flowing out? Of course, it does not necessarily mean that. A lot of that might just stay in there because people are lazy. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm just too lazy to go change. Okay, fine. But maybe we start seeing big outflows happening because there's a lot in there. And it might not happen on day one. Man, somebody's on holiday or they just couldn't be bothered, whatever. And so Tuesday this week, a mega whale goes and cashes out 10,000 Bitcoin all at once, and that drives the price down. So there's a lot of potential chaos that can come from GBTC because I think people won't necessarily want to stay in it because it's an inferior product to all the other Bitcoin ETF products. But yeah, I think a lot of it's probably just going to switch. The ones that aren't lazy, and I get being lazy. I know I do those kind of decisions sometimes too. Like, yeah, fees are a bit higher, but whatever, screw it. This is why Coinbase is popular, by the way. Because people just stick with what they know. Coinbase has some of the highest fees for an exchange. It's like 0.5% or something like that, which is huge. And that's just on the pro exchange, right? If you're using their brokerage service, the fees are as high as like 3 or 4%. But people keep doing it because it's familiar, because they're already there. I don't want to have to go and open a new account somewhere else and do KYC and whatever, blah, 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 blah. I'm just going to stay on Coinbase because it's what I know and it's familiar. So there's definitely things to have on our mind, to be aware of the potential impact of right now. Some of these things are a bit overblown. I think mostly we've seen the Bitcoin ETF news really just being a bit of sell the news come in. Now, how much more can we correct? As we discussed, we have major areas to keep an eye on, and it depends on now what those sales teams can do and how much Bitcoin they can start selling to retirement fund people, to family offices, all this kind of stuff. So the potential is definitely there. It's just, how will we move in terms of what starts exiting from Grayscale? Will there be demand to absorb that if people are just looking to straight up get out? Or will they just switch over to new products? And of course, then we have the Mt. Gox Bitcoin. And will there be enough demand in the market from incoming demand to absorb that? Maybe this whole Bitcoin ETF thing is just this weird blessing in disguise in a way that we haven't even thought about yet, because the time that it came out coincides with when the Mt. Gox Bitcoin is going to come back into the market. So maybe it's going to help us absorb the impact of that. That if we hadn't had the whole Bitcoin ETF narrative, would have potentially come into a much weaker marketplace. All worth thinking about. Yeah. Crazy times in the market, guys. Crazy times in the market. Anyway, let's crack open the floor to your questions. I'm telling you, we're going to start talking about altcoins again. It's just this Bitcoin news. It's just dominating my brain, I guess. But we are going to be breaking down more of this altcoin news and stuff in the coming days. Lots of airdrop opportunities out there. Like, the Bitcoin ETF is exciting and it's fun, but I'm going to start making some streams with some more alpha for you guys. Of course, the long form videos I've been doing also have great amounts of alpha for you guys too. Some great airdrops out there we've been covering, whether that be in the Wealth Mastery newsletter. By the way, it's free. Sign up if you're not signed up yet. But whether that be in the Wealth Mastery newsletter or here on YouTube, there's been some crazy airdrop opportunities. Like, it's probably one of the easiest ways, again, for if you're a small account to have the potential to make a lot of money. Even if you have a slightly bigger account, I mean, at what level don't you do airdrop farming? I don't know, because some of it's even volume dependent. Like Manta, for example, if you're a whale and you have, 20,000 Ethereum, put 5,000 ETH on Manta, for example. Not financial advice, obviously. I'm just saying, like, why not? And then you get a whole bunch of free extra money. Who doesn't like free extra money? I don't know. Anyway, there's crazy opportunities in the altcoin space right now. We're going to continue covering those. Of course, I'll try to cover some more of those in future live streams, Wednesday, Friday, and beyond. So keep an eye out for that. Anyway, let's see. What kind of questions do we got here from you guys today? Let's talk crypto. Liberty Taker says the halving is more important than the ETF. The halving is a beautiful event. It truly is. Although I'm starting to wonder to what extent the halving's even going to really impact the market that much anymore. This one might be the last big halving that really matters, because as the demand continues to rise, and it will, how much do Bitcoin halvings even really matter at that point? And the rest of the market's so big, so much money and brains in the rest of everything else going on in the crypto markets. So it's a big event for Bitcoin, without a doubt, but the long-term impact, don't know. I guess we'll find out. Okay. Chainlink prediction, probably higher. No, okay, seriously though, I've got a personal target of around like $140, but as always with price target numbers, I'm not wedded to the number. Like, that would be an area I'd love to see. It'd be fantastic. Oh, great. 20x on my Chainlink play. Great. But most importantly, I'm not wedded to that particular number. Maybe the number goes higher. We shall see. But the key thing, as I always say, is to watch for market conditions. Watch for things that get frothy, too much euphoria, too many people posting about their wins, too many people posting Rolexes and new cars and your old friends calling and all this kind of stuff. And to an extent, we had a little bit of that around the Bitcoin ETF, but very, very small compared to true mania in the markets. So that's really what I'm watching for. But yeah, $140, that would be my sort of like, yeah, that would make sense for this cycle. Do. Hey, Lark, what's your top 5 free money airdrops? I've got some good airdrop content coming up for you guys in the next few days. So keep an eye out for that when it comes out. We got some really good ones that are coming up. So, I mean, there's so many out there, whether you want to farm ZK Sync or you want to get on some of these new ones that are coming. There's a few really hot new ones that are just like releasing in the next couple days. So like, watch out. I'll be sharing those. Keep an eye on the socials. Keep an eye on X for when I share those. I'll also making a few videos for you guys, breaking down some of these airdrops, how you can get them, some step-by-step guides as well. I'm going to make a big airdrop guide for you guys. Working on it. It'll take a few days to get all the info ready to make a video for you guys. But yeah, I know there's a lot of confusion out there about how to actually get airdrops. If you haven't done it before, if you're new to the market, I mean, man, I know, guys, I know if you're new to the market, this is just like nuts. You're seeing all this stuff. You're like drinking water from a fire hose. It's just crazy. You're like, oh my gosh, I need to buy this coin. Do I need to buy that coin? What's going on? I need to get on layer 2 now and all this stuff. How do I get on? How do I even get a wallet? Oh my gosh, I get it. I'll make a guide for you guys on how to get some of these more popular airdrops we're seeing come out right now. Okay. Timothy Fields, will shrimp like me receive an airdrop from Manta? So what you need to be doing if you're in the Manta airdrop, if you signed up on my team, basically they're giving NFTs. So make sure you're claiming your NFTs. So it's unclear how much any one given NFT is going to be worth in terms of the airdrop, but you make sure you're claiming those NFTs. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think they're going to close it on the 16th. So you have like 48 more hours to make sure you've claimed your NFTs and get yourself ready for receiving the airdrop. Okay. So if you've received NFTs into your Manta account, then yeah, you will be in line for getting some airdrop. Low Cash Cat 277. Are there any pre-market coins that have your attention? So ones that haven't listed publicly yet. There's a few. I mean, there's actually quite a few, but let's take, for example, like GRVT. Very interesting one. ZK Sync play. So that's coming out pretty soon. Definitely worth keeping an eye out, in my opinion. There's a few others too, but yeah, I think they're going to be running some giveaways, airdrops, stuff like that. So keep an eye out for them. Lark, what do you think about Jasmy? No opinion. Don't know anything about it. So I don't know, man. So many coins out there. I like turkeys. What about Arbitrum? Well, Arbitrum, made a video on it the other day. I'd say go watch that. Was it 2 days ago? Yeah, I made a video on that 2 days ago. Look, I'm bullish on the Arbitrum ecosystem. The token, probably relatively undervalued. The big problem has to be the token doesn't capture a whole lot of value in the ecosystem. And when they bring in staking, that's probably going to be a nice catalyst for Arbitrum. But yeah, we'll see. Don't know. Arbitrum's not a multi-cycle hold for me. I'm sure I will sell my Arbitrum when it gets up to, I don't know, $5, $10. $10 would be nice. $5? Yeah, I'll take it. That'd be fine too. We'll see though. But yeah, if they find out a way for it to capture some more value, that'd be fantastic. But even staking, I think, is going to be a nice catalyst for Arbitrum. But their network, I mean, yeah, definitely undervalued, man. I use Arbitrum all the time, so I love Arbitrum as a network to use. Simon says, thoughts on a Bitcoin trajectory in 2024 if there is a recession? Depends on the kind of recession. So we shall see. I've seen people saying, well, a soft landing's coming. Don't worry about too much. It's going to be maybe markets, slow down in growth, but not a recession. And so right up to it's the new Armageddon. It's the new Great Depression. World War III is coming. Civil War is coming in America. All the rest of the stuff. So it's, you have Little bit of diversity of opinion there, right? Look, I think if we see a big risk off movement in the markets, tech stocks are going to hit, Bitcoin's going to hit, everything's going to get hit, right? Doesn't matter how many managers are calling up, from Fidelity and BlackRock to their customers. If they're not buying Bitcoin because they're worried that the whole world's about to go to hell in a handbasket, then probably not great for Bitcoin. But I don't know. I'm kind of in the camp that if we do see a recession, it'll probably be a mild recession, but who knows, man? Who knows? That's just my gut feeling, but my gut's been wrong before, so we'll see. Okay. Is PokeStarter still a good launch pad? I haven't been paying close attention to PokeStarter. So if you guys weren't here for the last cycle, there's launch pads. This allows you to get into early stage sales. So they're the first public entry for tokens into the market. And they're a great opportunity if you can get into them. Now they're competitive, and I don't know what PokeStarter's current model is, if they've taken away their token in terms of like you have to stake the token or get like tiers and whatever. But generally, man, token launch pads have printed money like crazy. I know that Paid Network, they're launching, I think they're going to be launching like validator nodes for Gunzilla or for Off the Grid or something like that. So that's going to be big when that happens. Ape Terminal, that's a new one. That's just come out. So Ape Terminal, if you guys aren't aware of this, so it's like they got all kinds of stuff going on. Ape Terminal Launchpad's just one part of their business. They also have like an MEV bot, and they have trading as well, buy, sell, swap, whatever. So there's that side of things that they're doing, but they have the terminal, and they've already had some pretty killer token sales that have come out on that. So look, it's its whole niche in the market, but man, if you can get yourself even a couple of allocations during this cycle to these early stage sales, and look, hey, token sales are, if you're American, by the way, forget about it. You're being protected. Okay. You can thank the SEC for protecting you from making money by getting these early stage sales, just like you can thank them for protecting you from getting into IPO stocks. You're being protected. It's for your own good. Can't have all the plebs getting rich, guys. Nope. Can't do that. Anyway, PokeStarter, I don't know. I haven't seen any of their listings recently, what they've got going on. I know that Ape Terminal is being very hyped right now, and that a lot of people are getting very excited about it. And I've actually just invested in Ape Terminal as well. I've seen what they've been doing. I like the product overall. So just FYI, I'm a private round investor in Ape Terminal, but they've been delivering the goods. They've been bringing out pretty high value token sales already. So there you go. All right. We're up to next. Mm-hmm. Oh no, Gino, what is this? What is this? No, Gino, no, don't do it. Well, I hope you're trolling, man, but if you're not, look, don't worry. It's so he's asking, I see YouTubers posting live now about Michael Saylor, I guess, saying if you buy ETH or Bitcoin, then I send it to him, you get like double your investment. Please tell me it's true. No, this is a giant scam. You will lose all your money. Please do not fall for this. Look, with the prices of cryptocurrency increasing, the scammers have come out of the woodwork in a massive way. The comment section in my video is always full of, it's like playing whack-a-mole. You think you whack down a few of them and then 5 more scammers pop up. It's insane. Cutting heads off a hydra, if you will. It's very frustrating. So I'm sorry the comment section is such a mess these days, but blame the scammers, blame YouTube for not doing anything to take care of it. Anyway, it's a different conversation point. And unfortunately, YouTube keeps letting these damn live streams go on that are posting these fake giveaways, and they're using AI to make Michael Saylor sound like, oh yeah, just send 1 Bitcoin. It's a big giveaway and I'll send you back a Bitcoin for free. Nobody does that. That's not real. Nobody's going to send you a Bitcoin just for sending them a Bitcoin. Like, no, guys, come on. Be very, very careful out there. The scammers, they rely on your lack of knowledge in the cryptocurrency space to take advantage of you. Okay, be very, very careful of these fake giveaways. Remember, Elon Musk is not going to be sliding into your DMs offering you some Bitcoin mining or some Forex trading stuff. No, those are scammers. Come on. Likewise, crypto influencers, content creators, we are targeted big time by these scam accounts as well. So please be careful out there. Okay. Where are we up to next? Oh, yeah. I did the thing again. Got to catch up here real quick. David says, what do you think about QNT in the bull run? I don't have a strong opinion on QNT. It's a coin that's vaguely been on my radar for years, but man, I don't have a good opinion on it. So sorry, but thank you for the chat, super chat. No TRB news since 2021. Please talk about this great oracle. TRB. Don't know, man. I've not kept up with them by any means. Like Chainlink's my oracle now. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, they had some huge price action recently, so hey, great for that. But I haven't been keeping track of them, man. There's so many coins out there. Once you buy a coin, you sell it later. Like I tend not to think about most of them once you've exited, and you probably shouldn't either, because it's actually just not even necessarily positive most of the time. Like, you sell it and then, okay, it's up. Oh, crap. I should have held on to my coins for longer or whatever. Just can sell and walk away. That's fine too. Okay. Lots of good questions out here. I'm trying to find a good one. I mean, there's lots of good ones, but Polkadot's first meme coin dead. What are your thoughts? I think it's interesting. I think it could bring some money and excitement on chain for Polkadot holders. It's going to be an airdrop to everybody who's staking their Polkadot, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, I mean, man, a lot of people are going to get that dropped into their wallet. So, we'll see. I mean, it's interesting. I think it's great. Meme coins definitely bring a lot of excitement into a new ecosystem. So, yeah, I mean, it's a meme coin. It's just a picture, and it's valueless and dumb and silly. But the flip side is it's a piece of culture of the Polkadot ecosystem. So if you think that has value, well, then, say la vie. But most importantly, if you're staking your Polkadot, get ready for an airdrop, because you will get an airdrop with some free money. There you go. I'll look forward to that. In Russian from afar asks, what if, because of a Bitcoin ETF and potential Ethereum ETF, traditional finance will make Bitcoin and Ethereum dominate the next bull market and the rest of the alts will only get a fraction of the market? Is that possible? Interesting question. So basically, here's how things work. It's all about money inflows. When money starts flowing into Bitcoin, it starts trickling down because people come in and take profits, get their cash, bring it down, and try to repeat, because they know how the cycle works. Money flows in at the top first, and then it trickles down to the rest of everything else. So if we see Bitcoin and Ethereum getting like tens of billions of dollars in investment from TradFi, that works its way down. Because a lot of people hold a lot of those coins, and they will sell into those bullish rallies created by these institutional players. And then they've got a whole bunch of money. What do? They sail away into the sunset on their yacht in the Caribbean? Maybe. But quite a few of them are going to take that cash and they're going to go down to mid caps. They're going to go down to small caps. They're going to buy those, and they're going to take that Bitcoin money they 5x'd on, for example, and they're going to go down and take a mid cap and try and get another 10x on that same money. So money will flow until it doesn't anymore. It'll just all hit a wall one day, and we'll all have a terrible car crash and catch on fire and explode. And a few people will be able to crawl bloodied out of the wreckage and not be savaged by the bear market. So that's how bear markets go, by the way, guys. Don't be the guy. Be the guy who crawls out of the wreckage, not the guy stuck burning alive in the car. Okay. We're up to one or two more questions here, and then we will finish up for today. Tell me this. Who is going to sell their Bitcoin at 32K? I don't know, Mark. It's a great question, but somebody's going to. Man, the guy who bought at 49K, somebody's got to buy high and sell low. Salute to you, all you crazy people who buy high and sell low. What the heck, man? Somebody's going to do it. There's always somebody who has to sell. This is the thing. And look, I don't want to sell shame, because that's screwed up and it messes with people's heads. Anybody who wants to sell at any time for whatever reason, have fun. Enjoy yourselves. And people need to take money at different times for different reasons. Like maybe it's a 32K, but hey, something just came up and like you gotta do whatever. Your kid needs surgery, or there's a emergency bill you need to pay, or whatever, man. All kinds of stuff can happen. Other people just panic. It's also a thing. Okay. There's some good questions coming through here, guys. I appreciate them. Definitely some good stuff coming here. Definitely some good stuff coming here. All right, what we got next? Could you think of your own fan token on XCAD? No, I'm not going to do that. I know a lot of people do fan tokens or their own personal branded meme coins, or, guys, look, I've got my own products. I've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin, altcoin, and trading courses, which, by the way, 40% discount for the next 24 hours. I've got my newsletter, right? We do sponsorship deals and stuff on the channel. Like, I don't know. I just see this stuff like this just doesn't sit right with me. I don't want to launch my own meme coin. I don't want to sell my own NFT collection. I've thought about NFT collections before. I thought, okay, back when NFTs are hot, okay, NFTs are great. I'm really excited about NFTs. What is something that we could do to launch an NFT collection that would be more than me just filling my pockets with your money from NFTs? And I didn't come up with any good answers when it came down to it. And I thought, well, maybe we could do, I don't know, some charity giveaway for orangutans or something. And yeah, I could just give my money to orangutan charities, which I do anyway. So, instead of selling people a bunch of NFTs that are probably going to go down 99% in the bear market, because that's what happens to them. So I've thought about these things before, and I'm not going to be launching a fan token on XCAD or anywhere else, or my own NFT collection or any of that kind of stuff. But hey, thanks for asking. Where are we up to now? Kaka Silva, Monero is popular on the dark web. Why is nobody talking about it? The first rule of Monero Club is you don't talk about Monero. Come on, man. Come on. No, but seriously, Monero, I mean, look, I don't own any Monero, but if I did, I would understand that it is the king daddy of privacy coins. Like when you actually dive into the tech behind Monero and what they're doing, like, dude, Monero, man, I understand why it's popular. So why nobody's talking about it? People don't talk about it because the people who know not to talk about it. That's why. That's why. Okay, anyway, guys, you're awesome. I'm going to finish up for today. These have been fantastic questions. Again, I always appreciate your time coming out here, having these conversations. We need to listen to me talk about crypto, but also asking me great questions and being part of the community. So thank you so much. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next stream.